This scammer is getting their victim to go to the bank and send a $35,000 wire transfer. So how all this got started was from a scam bait call where I had actually reversed to the scammer's PC and had permanent access. One of the days I was watching the scammer's computer and I saw that they were in the thick of a $35,000 refund scam. They were remoted into a victim's PC, and on top of that, I saw that they opened up the webcam of this elderly victim, this lady, and they had exposed her. And it's one thing to steal from somebody or attempt to steal from somebody, but also to embarrass someone by going on their camera like that. It's such an invasion of privacy and it's disgusting. Working with law enforcement, we were able to save the victim and stop the scam before the victim even went to the bank. But that wasn't enough for me because, again, remember, they had loaded this victim's webcam. So I had a plan that I was going to give them a little taste of their own medicine and try to open one of their webcams. So just because I had access to the scammer's computer didn't mean that they were going to have an opened up webcam. A lot of times they don't even have one installed, or they'll just cover it up so you can't see anything. So what I had to do was call back into the same number, the same group of scammers, and get access to another computer that had an open webcam so that we could expose their faces and these scammers to the world. And here's how it all started. I called a Geek Squad refund scammer group up, and on the scam bait call, I reversed to one of their systems so that I could gain extended access.
Thanks for calling. This is Geek Squad. How can I help you?
Hi, I got a voicemail from you, but there's nothing on it, so I'm just calling back and see who this is.
Can you tell me the invoice so I can tell
Is
you
this
about
my
this?
Microsoft rep? Because I was supposed to call you back, I know, but is this James from Microsoft, or who is this? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. This is James from the Microsoft.
Oh, hi, James. Okay, do I give you that 9-digit code?
Yes, provide me the 9-digit code, ma'am.
Okay, it's 7.
Now that I've gained access to the scammer system, I stalled them so that I could get a more permanent access where I could watch them at all times, monitor their system, and stop their scams.
And, ma'am, do you remember, what was the amount? Is your refund amount?
I'll be honest, I don't know, darling.
Okay, no problem on that.
It's a
I'm looking for
Microsoft.
it. Okay. I got it, ma'am. It was around $248. You remember the amount?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just hold on. I'm gonna provide you the refund form so you
Okay.
can accept the money. Ma'am, can you tell me one thing? Do you do online banking?
Oh, yeah. How did you know?
I know it, ma'am. I know you know that. I know everything. All of the informations which was there.
Okay.
I know that. So you don't have to be worried about it. Can you do one thing, ma'am? Can you just
Yes.
log in your bank account right now and check it?
You need me to go to my bank now, or what? I'm trying to understand.
I want to go to your bank account.
Yeah, so you promise it's something that I won't get in trouble for, for doing, or?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 100% sure about it.
So after a little bit of time, the scammer gets suspicious. He's even got a buddy, I think, talking to him, and they realize that this guy's been hacked. It doesn't matter if they cut the call at this point because we have the permanent access and we can start watching them.
You can't see this, right?
Wait, ये किसका कंप्यूटर में घुस गया? हम लोग कंप्यूटर में घुस गए का?
Oh. Woo! Woo!
Got him. I can't say what we did, but we got him, baby. I know it doesn't feel like as powerful because you can't see it right now, but the good thing is we'll be able to hopefully watch them in the future. Well, we are watching them now. I'm going to show you what I did with the extended access to these scammers, but first I want to share with you how to protect your personal data. Data brokers will sell your information to scammers, spammers, or even someone who may want to do harm to you. Your full name, email address, phone numbers, you name it, it's all out on the internet. And that's why I use Aura, today's sponsor of this video. Aura will show all the data brokers that are selling my information on the internet, and they will automatically go out on my behalf and opt me out of those websites. I don't know if you saw this or not, but AT&T just released here recently that 73 million previous and current customers had their data leaked on the dark web. Now, the recommendation was to use stronger passwords, of course, but also monitor your account activity. Aura does all of this for me. And the best part about it is I don't have to use a bunch of apps to feel protected. And in the case that my information is leaked on the dark web, Aura will notify me in near real time because they're always watching, always monitoring, and I can protect myself. Head on over to aura.com/payback for a 2-week free trial. You can put all of your information in and see what hits on the dark web so you can protect yourself today. Now let's get back into the investigation and monitoring of these scammers. So it's the next day and we're on the scammer's screen watching them and they're connected to somebody's computer. Now this victim's got about $170,000, but the scammers are running a $35K refund scam. And the crazy part about this is not that they're even connected or running the scam, but look, they've opened up the camera of the victim without her knowing. And we don't have audio, unfortunately, because there are some technical problems with it, but you can see everything in a picture's worth 1,000 words. Now, this grandma, she looks so distraught. When I saw her face, I was like, okay, we've got to do something about this. We were able to work with law enforcement to stop the scam. But honestly, this puts a fire underneath me when I see the scammers turn on the cameras of the victims. And that's why we're going to put a plan together to get on their webcams and expose them. So we have one computer already that doesn't have a camera. Now the strategy is to call back into the same group of scammers with the same phone number and try to reverse to another computer that might have a camera on it. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of a phone call and all of that. We've already shown you a scam bait, but I am going to show you the results of what we found. And what we found is pretty good. So now it's time to show you what you've been waiting for. I've got the scammer's webcam uncovered, untaped, and I've recorded a lot of footage. So you're gonna see it up on the screen as I go through everything that I have on these scammers. Remember, this is the second scammer in the group that we got connection to. The first thing that we're gonna go through are the files. Point blank, there weren't any really great files. It looked as if this scammer not only was scamming, but they were probably going to like a university. So I saw some project files, some things on financial institutions and things like that, but nothing too juicy with regards to scams. We saw a name called Jaya on there. So I guess that's a female Hindi name. I saw a script for opening for like Amazon refund scams and things like that. Kind of your run-of-the-mill Amazon script. And then even a WAV file that had the scammer pretty much practicing or recording into the microphone to make sure that her microphone was working. So I'll play that.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello. So again, nothing too juicy, but that's one of the things that we do when we get the files is we try to see if there's anything that ties them to these scams. So we've shown you guys the scammer's webcam and we've gone through some of their files. And now I'm going to show you their pinpoint location. And we can do that because first we have access to their system, but we can run some commands on their computer and get their coordinates, put them into Google Maps, and then I can drag this guy over and we can show you the street view and you can see all the glory of where they are. Now, these guys are in Delhi, scamming out of an apartment complex. And the one thing I want to point out is they're not in some huge building like the Godrej Genesis building, right? So they're in their apartment complex, working from home, scamming from home, and they just have an internet connection and a computer. But the beautiful thing about it is it doesn't matter where they are. We can still get connections to them and we can still find their location and we can still expose them. So one of the days I was spying on the scammer and you could hear her talking to a victim and trying to butter him up.
I wish I could cook a cappuccino for you. Oh, that's the big problem.
You hear it all the time on my phone calls where they try to butter me up and say I love you and all those things. You can hear it with this scammer right here. And they even have a little puppy dog that's super cute and a little golden retriever that's in there, just in their apartment complex while they're scamming. And another girl is sitting there listening to this girl scam. And one of the times she grabs the computer, it looks like, and the camera's on her and she notices the light. And obviously she gets suspicious and then shuts down the computer. And we never saw them again after that. She was probably smart enough to say, hey, the light was on. We didn't have the camera on. Somebody was watching us. But the warning I have for scammers that are out there is that we have lots of connections. We have many more cameras that are untaped. And we're probably watching you. So be prepared and be ready to be exposed. This has been Pro with Scammer Payback, saying don't get scammed.